All right, everybody. We are looking at the threat of severe weather for today here on my YouTube channel. I'm going to make sure everything starts going right here. Yep, looks like it's up and going. I'm going to go over the latest, what's been happening, what's changed since roughly 10, 11 o'clock last night. And I will tell you that it's looking a lot more complicated. Move my mic over here a little bit. A few more you get on here. So far, I don't see anybody. There, we got 11 of you on. So I'm going to go over the latest model guidance. I'm going to switch roughly from the graph model to the HRRR model, because sometimes as you get closer, that particular model can be a little bit more accurate. It definitely was yesterday. Not that it's going to be the answer we want, right? All right, so let's go through, and I want to show you. I think this is going to be the right computer. Here's the setup from the Storm Prediction Center. We've got this enhanced risk of severe weather in orange. This covers roughly the Ozarks of Missouri, northern Arkansas, right down here into North Alabama. This is continuing to be expanded and shifting farther southeast. The tornado threat, the maximum threat for the tornadoes, looks a little bit more northwest of us. However, with this setup, it's so messy. I think the higher they're counting this hatched area in the anticipation that there may be some supercells developed back there in southern Arkansas, northern Arkansas, southern Missouri. That's where a lot of the storm chasers are probably going to be today, and then they're going to attempt to kind of chase this as it drops southeast. The challenge is you've also got a frontal boundary in northwest Alabama that may light up with some of these storms. So as we go into the HRRR model, I'm going to show you that it's concerning for this afternoon as well as overnight tonight. So as far as the wind threat, the hatched area covers parts of the shoals. This would be what they're expecting is most likely after we have severe storms fire up. You get this line of storms that comes in and races southeast. Not quite a derecho, but probably a line echo wave pattern later tonight, and I'll go through that in just a second. As far as the hail threat goes, the hail threat's actually gone up. So we may see some golf ball or larger size hail from Huntsville down to Russellville towards Smith Lake and then northwest. So that's a bit of a change as well with that part of the forecast. So let me switch you over. And let's talk about, I know it's a little bit smaller than we usually have because I can't really expand this screen. This is kind of an editing mode here. Unless I can. Yeah, I can. I guess I can. How about that? So I'll expand this a little bit bigger here for you. I still need to control it though. So we're going to talk about this CAPE, which is convective available potential energy. And let me see if I can do a picture-in-picture on this. On up. I'm in the wrong spot, so let me move around here. I think that looks pretty good. So roughly what you're looking at here, this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I got to get my coffee in. This is only my second cup, so you have to bear with me. I don't think Madison will get an upgrade to 10% tornado risk. I think that's going to stay back to the west. However, that's why I don't like these kind of numbers and calculations when you get a setup like this. So here's the instability. You can see it building across Russellville, Moulton, Hartselle. Very muggy air. That's where this boundary is going to be. And if there's anything going on with the HRRR model, it's much later. And I do want to show you these things sticking out here. I don't think don't have my telestrator since I'm not playing, but you can probably see me move this mouse around. So this here, these are called helicity tracks, and these are getting brighter and stronger, which indicates spin in the atmosphere. So we're going to have to watch that. And as we go through time here, notice how this helicity track, this is 4 or 5 o'clock, is along this boundary. So the HRRR model is showing supercells developing along a warm front and tracking east-southeast and really kind of hugging the state line. feeding off that instability. And look at this. This is long track here across the Bankhead National Forest. So that's a big concern. So I think we're going to get a tornado watch this afternoon. We'll probably get another tornado watch overnight tonight. Yeah, I'm tired of storms too. This setup is very, very unique for August, to put it mildly. So notice how these supercell storms continue to track east, and this is later. So this is like, this has a long track supercell moving across Morgan County. Are you leaving now?
Yeah.
Are you going to come back?
Yeah.
What time are you going to be back?
Before 1:30.
Before 1:30. Okay, because we've got to fill out paperwork for Auburn.
Okay, what is it?
I mean, it's something online we've got to do.
Okay.
I'll fill it out, and then I'll get with you on it.
Okay, what is it?
Well, it's just for occupancy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
See ya.
Working from home. See you, buddy. All right, so back what I was talking about. This is very rare for this time of year to get the possibility of supercell thunderstorms in North Alabama. So that, again, is late this evening. So one thing I'm confident of is it's going to be a very long 24 hours. So for those just kind of joining in here, we've got, actually, let me make sure I've got I'm going to match the Cape. Let's just see, make sure I've got the Cape right on here. Yeah, that's the IBM Graph Cape. So let's show the HRRR Cape. Yeah, that makes more sense, man. That's a lot more Cape. So let me go to this. Again, this is Graph Cape. See, this other model's showing fairly high Cape as well. But let's go to HRRR Cape. Okay, so this will reset. And I'm going to make that bigger. And we'll go back through this. So this is going to be the HRRR data all laid over on each other. So you can see the boundary clearly lighting up there. Look where we go from almost 4,000 Cape. Whew, man, that's rough. I'm telling you, it has the potential to be very, very nasty as it comes in. Yeah, again, this is just one model interpretation. If that warm front stays south, these storms are going to be more in our area. So again, those kind of move across. This will be 4, 5, 6, 7. The height of the late afternoon, early evening. So that, and look at also notice here in Fayetteville, this Boeing segment here. That's around 7 o'clock. That's not good. That would be really high wind there, probably 70, 80 mile an hour wind near Timms Ford Lake around 7 o'clock. So then as we go later on tonight, see how quickly the atmosphere becomes unstable again? And that's going to be the real question mark. Is it truly, is it going to rush back in like a fire hose? And the sooner this line moves in, this is midnight, the graph model has it moving in closer to 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's just a few hours, but it would allow more instability to build. But look, you've got the Cape of 3,000 just over here in Tupelo. The wind's going to increase out of the south ahead of this line. There's 1:30 in the morning. There's about 2:30 in the morning. And then as we go through the early morning hours, like I say early morning hours, like 6, 7, 8, then we just turn into very heavy rain. The higher the joules per kilogram, the higher the chance for severe weather, roughly. And we've got plenty. Usually it's like you can have it when there's basically 1,000 joules per kilogram. But typically we have a lot more wind shear when we talk about the tornado threat. Now take a look at what's behind all this. Basically, you've got A weakening complex of storms dropping in from the north right now. Basically doing this. Dropping southeast. And then the energy is back here. This upper level low is back here. And it's over parts of northern Kansas and Nebraska. So that's the spin that's coming in tonight. It looks like a bowling ball coming southeast out of there. So let's take a look. I think this is the graph model. So this is another interpretation of what may happen. The graph model brings things in around 1, 2 o'clock. It just doesn't look right to me because it weakens everything east. It doesn't look bad at all there. And then it comes in late tonight. Around 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not buying into this solution right now because it doesn't quite agree with what I was looking at just yesterday. What I was thinking was probably going to happen more. So let's go in here and let me show you this on the... this is the graph model. It may be wrong on its interpretation of the timing of the storms, but I just want to show you these upper level features. This is called a low level jet stream. And as we go forward here, these are winds that are 4,000 to 5,000 feet above the ground. You really don't see anything yet here. The wind's increasing, but look at this coming in to western middle Tennessee. This is very concerning for a high wind event. But again, this is later. So it's the inevitable outcome is going to be a blend probably of what we're looking at in the graph model and the HRRR model. This is kind of behind the scenes of all the other future radar stuff you see. And when the low-level jets 70 to 80 mile an hour, there's going to be damage somewhere. So this has expanded some from what it originally looked like. But we're talking significant wind around 3, 4 in the morning, pushing the storms, and that can create these spin-up tornadoes in these boundaries. And they may be stronger than the normal spin-ups. We could be dealing with some EF2 type tornadoes. Yeah, that's a good question. I have Republic Studios there checking in. So that's what I want to show you here. It's not necessarily just locking in with the timing. Look at the 81 mile per hour low-level jet moving into Lawrenceburg at 4 o'clock in the morning. So the timing will be off, but it's just knowing that this kind of data is probably a lot more accurate than what you're going to find in the model, the rainfall estimates. So what I'm going to try to do here now, I'm going to see if I can get this actual data in the HRRR, because we're closer. Usually I have to wait a while to get that. So wind speed, high resolution, here it is, the HRRR. Okay, so let's see if this kind of backs this up, or where it puts that wind, if it even gives it to me at all. I'm not seeing it. I may have to redo something in here. Put my glasses on or something. All right, so we've got the wind speed, high. It's just not going to give it to me, I guess. Let me see if I've got another source here. Let's just go forward. It's not picking up any of that, so it's probably just not there. Waveguide. Okay, so it doesn't look like that data is actually there. So let's take a look at the the NAM 3K model. That should show up, I would think. 850, yeah. That one's not going to pop in there either. I'll be. All right, well, again, it looks like we'll just look at the graph here. 4 kilometer high resolution. This should work. Nothing's wanting to show up now. Because I've got it at 850. Okay, there's that. Let me go back here real quick. High resolution rapid refresh. Yeah, this does not give me. That's the problem. That's what's going on. It doesn't give me a height area to look at. All right, so again, this is what we're concerned with coming in late tonight. However, there are still concerns with the initial line. So let's go in and let me just kind of show you. Let me show you. I'm going to edit this and I'll show you the two different model runs, the RPM a little bit closer because I know a lot of you are going to be like, when's it going to be in this location? So let's edit, select element. So I'm going to show you the HRRR and then I'm going to show you the, well, actually the graph I think is the first one that's going to show up. So this is the graph. And it's going to show showers and storms moving in around 1 o'clock, but it shows a lot of weakening, and temperatures only in the 70s. So I think this model's probably wrong. So let's take a look at HRRR temps if I got those. Okay. I don't even know if I can do HRRR temps. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. What matters is showing you the timing of the rain instead of just the... So let's go down here. So let's put the HRRR in there. And this is going to look quite a bit different. So the HRRR is showing the thunderstorms pretty much northern Lauderdale County, and this is getting late. This is much later, and just blowing up there around Florence between 6 and 7 o'clock, and continue to move east southeast. I think this is even new from what I just showed you. I think. Oh, wait a minute here. HRRR, longer range. Let's just do the. I want to do the HRRR short range. High resolution rapid refresh is what that stands for. Okay, here's going to be the 3 kilometer. Okay, so this is going to be a higher resolution model. Okay, so again, same timing, 3-4 o'clock in northern Lauderdale County, and then just tracking east and southeast. This has a really bad look for Athens, East Limestone, Madison, Harvest, Monrovia. And then the concern are these other thunderstorms that are firing up along this boundary. Don't focus on the temperatures because I think those are going to be off because it's a different model. So then we get a break. I have to switch to the, this only goes out about 7 hours, so I've got to switch to the extended HRRR. And that's going to show you that secondary line coming in. And it's adjusted a little bit later as well, so this is looking like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Really strong winds. So this is, again, 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Every model that runs, it runs every 3 hours. Every time it runs, it's going to show us a little bit more information with this. So that settles in, and then that's really bad. This is bad for rain. This is very heavy rain. So we transition at some point, roughly between 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, from severe weather to very heavy rain. That's not good at all. I mean, we're going to have some flooding issues, I think, because it's got 4 inches of rain written all over it. All right, so let me get out of this and see if I can find rain. And then we'll close out the presentation. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to sneak this up here. Edit. Get some more coffee while I listen to the locusts outside. Okay, this did not do what I wanted it to do. What's going on with that? Aha. All right, so we're talking rainfall here. Let me go ahead and change the date, and we can probably keep it today. So this is looking like the graph. So that's spitting out roughly 1 to 2 inches of rain. I don't like that. I think it's wrong. So let's go over here and find the HRRR rain. Okay. HRRR precip. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. So I haven't looked at the Weather Prediction Center, but they may have kind of upgraded us to a moderate risk for flooding, something like that. I mean, considering this just came out, they probably haven't had time to do that. I mean, if that's the case. Okay. So here's the HRRR rainfall potential. So as we come through here, that initial round of storms delivers about, locally it's going to be 1 inch, I would say, with the heavier downpours. And you don't see these areas in purple. Those are probably 2 inches where it doesn't exactly hit the data point. And then as we go into tomorrow, more rain. Well, this doesn't show as much rain as I thought it would. Maybe this hasn't caught up. But again, from what I'm seeing, it's going to be an easy 2 to 3 inches of rain. That's close in a lot of these areas, and you're probably going to see that out in northwest Alabama. Oh, well, they may upgrade to moderate risk west of here later today. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Let me go ahead and change it back up here. This is our risk area we're looking at. This is an enhanced risk from the Storm Prediction Center. And they have been kind of expanding this throughout the day at the last 24 hours. Higher tornado threat is over northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, but we still have a tornado threat here. Now, I know this is probably one of the graphics I don't like to show because it says 5%. And if I told somebody there's a 5% chance of a tornado, I don't think they'd really see that as a big threat. Here's the wind threat. The hatched area indicates the higher concentration. More damage reports will likely come out of that area, but I still think we're going to have some damage here. Unfortunately, we have large hail also in the forecast, so it's not looking all that great. So just quickly want to take a look at just the page in general. Whoops, wrong computer board. So right now, I don't think they've got any mesoscale discussions out. Basically, they'll come out and they'll do a mesoscale discussion. This is a look at where we stand right now as far as that cape goes. And this blue area usually is inhibition. You don't see a whole lot developing in there. So you can see all that instability. This 3,000 is still well down here to the south of Tuscaloosa, but that's all going to move north rather quickly. And it's as that northward movement meets up with this kind of wave, this disturbance that's moving in, that's going to increase the chance for the storms. But that's pretty much going to summarize it for me today. I got some stuff I got to take care of here. This was supposed to be my half day off. So it's the way it's been all year. Every day off that I've had planned basically has been ruined by severe weather. So at least I'm in town for this one. Yeah, there could be EF2 type tornado. Given the setup that we have here, I mean, there's a lot of wind, especially at this second line coming in. Right, I'm going to shut it down. I'll be back in the studio later today, probably my normal schedule time at around 2:30 or so. what I've looked at so far this morning indicates that it may be later than what I thought yesterday. So, again, Jeff Denoriers, he'll be on at noon today, coming up here in about an hour and 15 minutes, and he'll have the latest on that. Thanks, and I appreciate you guys subscribing, tuning in this morning. I do more and more of these as I get time. I've got a lot of projects around the house I'm still doing as well. So, thanks. Appreciate you guys checking in. Have a good one.